Did you see the Packers game yesterday?
I saw most of the Packers game, yeah.
It doesn't look like anyone can beat them.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone can beat them. The Giants had them tied with a minute to play.
And then Aaron Rodgers became Aaron Rodgers and threw 2 passes for half the field.
Yeah, no, look, Aaron Rodgers is so good. Aaron Rodgers reminds me so much of Joe Montana, just in the way he makes the opponent feel like we can't stop this guy. There's no way that we can keep him from getting this first. It's 3rd and 6, and you're like, they're converting. They're just going to convert. And they all catch the ball that same way. They all catch the ball like this. They're identical. Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson's catch was so sweet.
James Jones, they all catch it like this. It's like, man, I love it. I love watching them play. But yeah, I think they can be beaten. Clearly they can be beaten. They were nearly
By who? Who's going to beat them?
Well, the Saints can beat them, no question. Any team, well, the Saints, first of all, hung with them in week 1.
That was a great game, too.
It was a great game. But the Saints aren't going to get them at home in the playoffs. But the Saints can clearly hang with them. If I'm the Packers, I kind of like the idea of having to play, of making Drew Brees try and execute that offense in 10-degree weather in Green Bay in January. But the Saints, though, defense is what's interesting, because this is actually, in the last 3 years, the Saints' worst defensive season. They're giving up 379 yards a game. They're 27th in the league.
And they're not scoring touchdowns on defense.
They're not scoring touchdowns on defense. Their turnover differential is -2 right now. They're giving up 22.4 points a game. Last year, when they struggled, they still went 11-5, went to the playoffs, but last year they gave up 306 yards a game, 19.2 points. They were 4th in the league in defense, but -6 turnover differential. The big difference everybody pointed to, we did a segment on it earlier this season in TYT Sports, was that at the beginning of the year, in 2009, when they won the Super Bowl, they were +11 turnover differential.
And they had Darren Sharper, who scored like 6 touchdowns
They were
that
just
year.
magical getting touchdowns, opportunistic touchdowns with those turnovers. I thought they were, generally, I regard those as somewhat flukish. They got a lot of them. They got one in the playoffs. They finished 25th, though, in defense, yardage-based, 358 yards a game, but the +11 turnover differential, which was 2nd in the NFC. Then last year, -6, but 4th in defense. This year, -2. They're doing it, Greg Williams just blitz. It's working. They gave up a lot of yards last night to Matthew Stafford, but they had the game in control the whole time, even though they gave up all those yards.